¿Qué pedo? ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué tal? Buenos tardes todo. How's everybody doing this afternoon? I am going to get right into the power hour before we lose the hour. But first, I want to start out with a video. If you guys have followed the stock today of AMC, you'll notice that we took quite the dip. And the reasoning, in quotations, there is that a news article came out saying that the CEO says that they're going to basically provide an offering for 500 million shares, which is completely false. And we're going to watch the first video of what the CEO of AMC actually says live with Kramer. Now, I'm taking this video from New York Angelo. If you guys don't know who he is, go over to his YouTube page at New York Angelo and, watch his videos. Very interesting guy. Good information and good content. Give him a subscribe, give him a like. But we're going to get right into the video here, so you guys can check it out.
Mic off.
Famous president and CEO Adam Aaron, a great CEO. I'm not just saying that because at one point he was the CEO of the Sixers. He's done many, many good things. So let's cut right to it, Adam. You got $5 billion in debt.
Good morning. Good morning
I got to do the good morning thing. You got $5 billion in debt. Can you solve it? Can you solve it? That's a lot of debt.
I would like to think so. AMC has proven quite adept over the past year at raising capital. One of the reasons that we have survived this horrible pandemic so far is we raised $2.8 billion of cash and got another $1 billion of concessions from lenders and theater landlords. And that's put us in a position to run our business going forward with some degree of confidence. 5 different times during the last year, we were close to running out of cash because our theaters were all closed and we had no revenues. But we raised money to survive, and we're back operating as normal companies operate. And let me just tell you talked about good morning. Let me tell you what good morning means in America these days. The combination of vaccinations and new movie releases. Godzilla versus Kong opened last night. It's a movie about apes. In the world of meme stops, apes a good thing. Maybe it's an omen. Our attendance last night was about 10 times what it's been all the other Wednesdays so far in 2021.
Geez,
we can look ahead.
But at the same time, you got a stock. It's up 380%. I don't know, Adam. I mean, this is a good opportunity to sell a couple 100 million shares, isn't it?
Well, look, I want to be careful.
Well, it's national distribution. This is the way you do it now. It's not the Times. It's here.
Yeah, well, dilution is something we care about, but I would also tell you that we are formally asking for approval from our shareholders to authorize another 500 million shares that the company could issue if it wishes. There are a lot of benefits to our shareholders of having more authorized shares out in the market. We'll be sensitive to dilution issues. At the same time, though, there's an opportunity to bolster our cash reserves. There's an opportunity to buy back debt at a discount. There might be an opportunity to defray some of our deferred theater rents, settling with stock instead of with cash.
Mic on.
All right, you guys heard him. He said that there was an opportunity to offer 500 million shares that the shareholders had to vote on. We already know this information, so I don't understand these articles that are coming out to say, if I go to AMC here, and here we are on TD Ameritrade, and we go to live news here, and we'll see somewhere in here, right here, AMC weighs bond buyback landlord deals from possible stock sale. It looks like they may have updated this. This is at 11:48. If we were to find one early on in the morning, real early in the morning, where is it at here? Let me just move this over. It actually... It says that here's 1053. It looks like maybe if we were to read these that they might have kind of edited their statement, but according to the one this morning, and I don't even know if I can find it anymore here, they might have taken it down. I'd have to go back and rewatch my live stream from this morning to see. And now they're saying possible stock sale. So odd. The one that I had seen was like, oh, shares down. so much percentage because AM CEO of AMC saying they're going to offer 500 million shares. Hence, I mean, this is all old news. This is old news. If you guys are current shareholders of AMC, you will know that we are currently voting if we want to do this offering, which I personally will vote no, and I know a few other people, a bunch of other people, if not everybody, that's on YouTube that's holding this position is saying no to this. Now, you guys do whatever you feel is right for you and whatever you want to do, but I'm personally voting no. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm doing this for entertainment and just to document my journey to become a successful day trader and hopefully one day quit my job. Far in the future after today's debacle that I've had on the day trade, which is currently ongoing, and you'll see that soon enough. So I'll just read this here. This is from this morning here, 10:37, but I'm almost certain that it actually started long before that because you see the share price dropped almost upon market opening with AMC, and it looks like that they may have just taken it down. To be honest with you guys, I don't even see it anymore. I'll go back to my live stream and try to find it, but it was like a one-word sentence, and it was basically just saying AMC CEO says they're going to offer 500 million shares or dilute 500 million shares, whatever it is. So here's the article. If shareholders authorize the issuance of up to 500 million additional shares, as AMC has proposed, the company would consider using the proceeds to buy back debt at a discount or issuing shares to landlords as compensation for deferred rent. Anyhow, so it looks like they're actually clarifying now, but the damage has pretty much been done here. If we take a look at the chart, continuing to just sell down here, we currently hold at an average share price of $8.72 and slowly seeing our profits bleed out from a high of, I think, $1,700 down to $142. But I'm still holding. You see, I'm still holding. I'm still here. This is all nonsense, and for anybody who really knows, this is a very, very good time to start buying up shares, in my opinion. I think I will inject some new capital into my brokerage account tomorrow, and we will be adding to our position size here on the old AMC. And especially if it gets lower and we break that $8 barrier where I can actually average my price down, which would be something because I haven't been red on AMC in a very long time. So I'm not concerned at all with AMC. Here we are reaching oversold territory, of course, according to the RSI. I just wanted to share that video with you guys from the New York Angelo. Please go check him out and watch his full video. I just wanted to show a clip of what was actually said on the Kramer Show. And this huge sell-off here was attributed to that news article, and the media pushed it as though they're going to offer 500 million shares and dilute the outstanding shares. So guys, just be very, very careful. We talked about this a few days ago, if not yesterday, if not every single day. You have to be careful of what the media is telling you in news articles and even in some YouTube videos. You have to really be careful of what you're reading and listening to out there because it's a lot of misinformation. This is a battle of information here going on between us, apes, and the hedge funds. And looks like this little trick worked to some extent here. I think people started to realize that it was BS, and then we drove the price up, and then honestly I don't know what has happened, this slow bleed pretty much since then throughout the rest of the day here. However, looking like a tasty price to buy in, honestly, here. So right now it is currently 14:24. Looks like we have about another gosh, can I not do math, 36 minutes here. And yeah, we're just going to watch the market. So if you guys followed me this morning on the live stream, I know not many people did. We were trying to go for our hat trick 3 days in a row to close out our day trades to stay under the PDT rule. And we entered a position into UPC. And we'll take a close look here at where we entered this position. We saw the run up here based on some news. And it ran up to 722. It pulled back again. Consolidated and showed signs of reversal. We got in this position at a price point of 632. 13 shares, only 13 shares long. 632, not a fortune there. So we got in here 632. We were looking for 5% at minimum. That's my strategy. However, for some reason today, I chose, you know what? I got a little greedy and said, no, we're not going to go 5%. I think we can get 6% because I'm looking over here. We're going to start testing that 6.84. Let me set this up here a little bit high. I think I set it to 678 is the original price target that I set. Once we got close, I said, you know what? Let me. I saw the pullback here, right at this mark here. Let me just move that there. I saw the pullback once we kind of got a little bit above there. We never even tested that. I saw the pullback. I said, you know what? Let me adjust that. So I canceled my sell order here, and then I went to go fill a new one out and lower the price to fill us out at I think it was 671, which maybe we would have hit, maybe we wouldn't have hit. Even then, 671 would have still been over the 5% range, and if I would have just stuck to the 5%. But regardless, what ended up happening was when I went to do it, I got an alert, and I can cancel this one now. And let me pick a point here and say we want to sell. I will actually truly pick the 5% and see if it pops up here. So 632 up to the 5% is 664. Let's go ahead and sell. Let's set it that at 665. 100% of our position. Confirm and send day. Let's just do this. And it does not look like I'm going to get the notice here. So I did not get the notice, maybe because I was doing it so fast. I mean, this is all within a few moments. However, what happened was, if you guys watched the stream, I did receive a notification saying that I had reached the maximum amount of trades for my for the PDT rule, and if I went through and sent this confirmation for this trade, that I would be margin called, and I would need to have $25,000 in my account within 24 hours or whatever it did say. So it kind of scared me. I canceled out the trade. I was like, what? I don't understand. I started looking through my account to make sure. I pulled up my phone app to see how many trades. It was showing only had 2 trades. I should have had at least one more without any notification, and even another one before so, I got the PDT rule. So not really sure what happened there. Anyhow, completely missed out here. We end up pulling back out again, and just didn't have time to set it, and the sky fell out. So we were hanging on, hoping once we drop down here, I've set a couple of price targets here to kind of bounce off some resistance levels, to bounce off and potentially push up. But as you guys can see, the volume slowly tapered off throughout the day, and now we were back into its traditional numbers here. So barring anything crazy, this is a done deal for me. We are currently down $13. Like I said, not a fortune. This is still practicing. The reason why I trade with small position sizes on these day trades, like 1 share, 2 shares, at this point it was 13 shares. I think yesterday was like, I don't know, 10 shares or something. Is because we're practicing. We're still learning how to read technical analysis and complete these day trades and swing trades. So I didn't follow my strategy, which is if I see the 5%, the 5% is really what I want. 2.5% is good enough, and I thought we could get this 5% here, just seeing at where the movement was at. Thought this was like a pullback and some correction. I saw volume was still in this thing, and that we could potentially just go back up because I saw when it was down low, the volume tapered off during some of these red candles. So lesson learned. Got to be quicker than that, and knowing exactly how many trades you've made in the 5-day period, and knowing exactly where you're at, so you can go ahead and commit that sell button there. It did kind of freak me out, so unfortunately it looks like it cost me, and it cost me pretty much the profits that we made for this week. So it is what it is. I'm going to take the L on this one. I think every day trader's taken an L at some point. They would have to have. If you guys have followed me for a little bit, you'll know that this truly is the first L that I am taking on a trade. I don't believe I've ever taken an L on any day trade ever before. I just kind of stuck it out and held it together and held the bag, and I am currently holding the bag in a few positions as we speak. and then I averaged down share prices and wait until they got a pop on some news or something, and then sold out for a profit. So I've done that quite a few times. However, when day trading, never taken an L. The only 2 L's I've taken in over 3 years of trading have been 2 option calls that didn't pan out the last 2 Fridays. So I guess we'll say 3 L's now. So at least I'm getting these out of the way. And hey, man, I think that's probably some money I can pay to the tax man. Basically, I'm just gonna look at it like I'm paying my taxes a little early right now. So no big deal. Not a ton of cash. But the reason why I don't think this thing will have a big pop here back up, you guys can see a couple days ago we did have a huge bounce up to 26.80. Don't really know what this is from. We traded typically around the 375, and then from there around the 4.5, and then we got another pop, and now we're trading at the 5 mark. So I think we'll kind of stay within range here at the 5, and there's some potential that we could push back up here at some point. I just really don't know if I'm going to go ahead and take the L here, or if I'm going to just hold the bag on this thing and let it ride out. If we set a Fibonacci retracement down here, we'll see we are currently below the bullish territory. So I think this thing is probably not done bleeding out. I think it'll continue to bleed. I waited earlier on and just let the price fall. I thought maybe after the afternoon lunch hour we would get some volume stepping back in, and we sure enough did see that here right after lunch. Volume did start to push back in. This thing drove up the price a little bit here, not enough for what we needed, about 10% there, just not enough, not enough for what we need. So currently sitting at about $5.30. We need to get here to this $6.63. I think I just set that for good till close extended, so I may just leave it. It's only about $81, so not a big deal. Just leave it and see what happens. Maybe some other news will come out. This is a fairly new company here from my understanding. Looks like they were recently IPO'd, and there's potential that they could continue to move up, but not after taking a bigger correction here. So we'll see. Potentially maybe in a couple of days they get some more news. So I'll just write it out, and we'll see what happens. It is what it is. We live and we learn. So guys, if you have a strategy, know your entry point, your exit point, and know how to get to those points. Have that practice on paper trading or whatever it is, what app you're using, and learn how to get out of those positions quick, fast, in a hurry, and also know how many day trades you have under the PDT rule remaining, because you don't want to go through that situation like I had this morning, to where I was a little shocked to see that. And I think what it was that I had just canceled an order and it was still working. So moving up here, as you guys can see, canceled, triggered, canceled, cancel order. I think it was still working on the order, and I think that's what kind of screwed me up here. So you can see the 671, the 678 was the earlier one. Currently 674 extended till close, and this one is working. So this is the one we're currently working on here, but I think just because it wasn't fully closed out, like up here where you see it says cancel order number, blah, 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 you are out. It wasn't quite out at the time that I tried to reset the order, because what I did was I actually did a cancel and replace. So you can right click here, cancel, replace order. And if I were to set this up 1 more cent and hit this, wow, it doesn't, not really showing it here. Anyhow, I'm going to leave it alone. I did get that notification. If you guys saw the live stream, you would have seen it. It kind of freaked me out. I'm like, I don't have 25,000 in my account. What am I going to do? I don't want to get margin call. What are they, are they going to liquidate my entire account? Basically, I think what that really means is that they would have just put a freeze on my day trading for 90 days. So, which is how we're trying to grow, and for 90 days to not be able to day trade would be insane here. I don't fully understand why you're not allowed to do that. It doesn't make much sense to me that you're not allowed to do more than those day trades. If you're playing on a cash account only, or maybe you can't even on a settled account. I don't think you can either. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? If you have the capital in your account, why can you not buy and sell in the same day? I don't fully understand. Why do you have to have $25,000 if you're not shorting a position? If you're not playing put options, why would you have to have that amount in your account here? So I don't fully understand. I think it's just to cover their butts. But it is what it is. The XRAM wants me to check out SGMD. And guys, if you like gaming, all things game, Tarkov, Call of Duty, Plants vs. Zombies, go check out the XRAM at his YouTube channel, the XRAM. That's capital T H E, lowercase h e, lowercase x, capital R, lowercase a m, the XRAM. You guys can go back to my older videos and you can see we did a little podcast together. He did have his Series 7, and he was a financial advisor at one point, so it's good to bring him on. And we possibly will be doing a joint podcast style video tomorrow at some point since market is closed. So let's go over here and check out SGMD. He really likes to throw these OTCs at me, and what do you know? Yeah. So I don't know where he gets this stuff from. All right, so we're looking on the 1 day 1 minute here. We see that we're currently sitting at looks like half of a penny right now. So let's do the analysis on this thing. And man, all right. So I mean, for this being a 1 day 1 minute chart, we see some major volume in here. 3 million in volume there. It's kind of sporadic, but there are big points. And I don't know if these are stop losses set here, where people are playing these day trade or these day trade plays where they're investing here heavily. It drives the price up, and then they sell off here at a stop loss here because they think it's going to pop back up and fill at that 0.006 there. So don't quite know what's going on here. A lot of volume, 7 million in that 1 minute there. And with the OTC, maybe there's something where it's not all calculated minute by minute, and I don't really know. I don't really mess with the OTC. So let's see, going back a 10-day chart, and in the fact that it's not showing me 10 days probably means, and it does not. So it's not a new IPO. Been around for at least 180 days at this point. Currently in oversold or overbought territory. Gosh, I don't know why I keep mixing those up. Currently in the overbought territory according to the RSI. Right now, currently sitting at 75 above the 70 RSI line. High of 2 cents here. So potential is there. Low of 1/10 of a penny. And this is what I want to get into here. So the price started to drive up here, and it took about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days to reach its full potential, and then now it's currently had sold off, made a market correction, and is now getting a boost again. Now you see back here we were massively overbought, so this thing could still potentially pull up here. Let's see if there's any news here. Press release, Sugar Made signs binding LOI to acquire cultivation operation with potential for 64 tons of cannabis flower production per annum year. I'm just going to say per year. So what does that mean? Sugar Made issues corporate update. That's back March 25th. February 12th, closes definitive agreement to acquire a majority stake in Nug Avenue, entering the hyper-growth Los Angeles cannabis delivery market. So this is a cannabis play. I'm not too hot on cannabis plays at the moment because of SNDL. Kind of messed me up there. And I should have known pump and dump stocks I typically stay away from. And let's see, SGMD. Sugar Made Incorporated is engaged in the supply of products to the quick service restaurant subsector of the restaurant industry. The company is a distributor of paper products derived from non-wood sources. At June 30, 2015, the company's operating unit, CarryoutSupplies.com, which is a producer of wholesale or custom printed and generic takeout supplies, served more than 3,000 quick service restaurants. Okay, so that's huge news because in the year 2020, our Lord and Savior Valentino Rossi, we had a pandemic, and carryout was a huge deal. So let's see, it conducts its operations in an industry segment, including paper and paper-based products such as paper cups, lids, food containers, and others. Its products also include double poly paper cups for cold beverages, yogurt cups, ice cream cups, soup containers, and plastic spoons. God, I feel like Bubba Gump right now. It is a manufacturer and distributor of tree-free copy and printer paper products made from sugarcane waste, bagasse, and bamboo. So it doesn't say anything about hemp here, which if we go back and look at the news, I'm pretty sure at least what I took from this was tons of cannabis flower production per year. So Sugar Made signs binding LOI to acquire cultivation operation with potential for 64 tons of cannabis flower production. I actually like this because since the Trump administration, I believe was the administration who legalized cannabis use in the U.S. As far as our hemp product use in the U.S., I haven't seen, I haven't really been involved. I knew that was going to be a big thing back when I started investing. If we were to go back, and we did this, I think, yesterday on stream. If I go back to my 2017 watch list here, some of them are taken out. Some of them are no longer companies, but there's quite a few in here, like ACBFF. This one here, CGC, which is Canopy Growth Company. This is Aurora, I think. Yeah, Aurora Cannabis Inc. I have a few other ones. Abbey V was not one. There's quite a few that were either cannabis companies or companies that, or medical cannabis companies or companies that hold land that they grow cannabis on. So I was very interested in that. I still think it's a good future. It's just trying to find the right company that's going to blow up and make it. Yeah, you could throw $100 over here and who knows, man, if cannabis paper products really start to rise, if they get a big push where people start pushing for it, hemp paper, then it's a good thing. It's a good thing for the world. I like it, but do the traders like it? That's the question. Don't really have a strong answer for you here. Just a crazy like swing here. I don't really seeing it. I mean, it could take a while. I think it's gonna come down, truthfully, at least the way that I see it. It will have a correction. This could be the new norm for it, but given its history here, I think it's gonna have a correction at some point. Let's look at the 3-year high of 23 cents. So potential is there to make a ton of money, even just going to 23 cents. You can make money, but at that point, you might as well just be in Dogecoin. Massive volume there for this position, but that's on the week, so 2 billion in the week. Anyhow, that's SGMD. Sorry I can't really answer any of your questions on it. I just don't see... It does have potential there for the future. I don't know why it trended downwards. I think this is like one of those positions you asked me to take a look at yesterday, which I thought was very interesting, that it was like in the thousands of dollars high, and all of a sudden now it's like a penny stock. And I wondered if it was the way that they calculate the dilution of shares, right? They take the total amount of shares that they currently have versus the price that it was at that point, and that doesn't make sense. Total shares outstanding of current or of back then, and the price. I don't know how they calculate it, but I think that it's something to do with it. Anyhow, forget that nonsense there, that little rant. I don't know, man. I think it's on its way down. I think it's on its pullback here. It did not test again at that 0.6 today, and it's already starting this pullback. So if I just look at this on today's chart here, I mean, there's the first touch point. At this point, potential that it bounces here and kind of rides this trend line up, so, and then test. This will be the test here. So if it does break above this point, and what I would do is I would watch this thing throughout the next week, and see if we get a bounce above this just trend line that I just set. And I would set an alert. Honestly, it depends if you're trying to get in and out or if you want to hold this long term. For the time being, it could be on an upward trend, and that's good news. We'll see how it holds up. If it continues to fall out and majorly correct itself, then I think that it's a dead cat for the time being. And in the future, yeah, it could have a potential another pop up. But I would watch it, see if it bounces off this trend line here, and set your own trend lines. Just take a trend line here. You can just mouse wheel click, grab your trend line, go down to its low point, make a click, go to where it's bouncing currently, go a little bit past, make a click, and that should give you your trend line to see if it bounces off here or if it continues down past this this mark here. Currently, if we pull up a Fibonacci retracement, it's not bad. It's in good territory still for bullish momentum. As you can see here, when we hit this high, we pulled back to about the 50, a little bit below, but we continued on our bullish run here and starting to pull back again. So it looks like we did get a bounce there, and nice little push up there. So could be showing its signs of reversal here. Looks like it consolidated down at the bottom, showing a sign of reversal. The big question, well, can it push past this 0.0054 mark here? So another big question for it, right? So if we set that line there, if it can push above this line, I think it continues up and it starts to test these other resistance areas at 5.8 and then again at 6. And then if it blows 6, this thing can continue on upwards. So there is potential here. It's definitely one of the better ones that you have sent me from the OTC market. So not mad at this one. This one's actually a pretty decent one. It's on its way up, right? So it didn't have a complete pop-up and fall off. It kind of stayed bullish and started to trend back upwards. And now it's having this little pullback again, and we're starting to see signs of reversal here. So could pop back up. But again, depending on how you want to play this, could be a long-term play. But it also could get rejected back here at this trend line here at the 0.6 or even before that. So if it gets rejected, you never know. This very well could be a little day trade or turn into a swing trade here because we don't have much time left in the day. So, and yeah, it depends how we close here. Are we going to ride this thing out? Are we going to close up a little bit higher? So I'd watch the next few minutes to see what it's going to do. It may be done doing it for the day. Volume's kind of tapering down. Still a lot of volume, man. Wow, this is a lot more volume than we're seeing in AMC right now. So anyhow, that's SGMD, the Sugar Made Incorporated Company. I'm going to add this one to the watch list because I kind of like this one. I don't really mess with the OTC stuff. It's very risky. I mean, especially when you see what I would call pump and dump stuff that just kind of bounces up and shoots right back down. But we're starting to get back up there, and that'd be our first level to test. And then we've got some other levels in here to test right there again at 7.1. And the fact that this thing rose as quick as it did, it was bound to fall that fast as well. So kind of saw the consolidation, and maybe somewhere in the middle here is the actual price that it will probably find some consolidation time and stay on for a little bit, or have to continue up. So just keep your eyes on that and watch those trend lines. Going over to the old AMC. Oh, I'll zoom back out of here on the 180-day chart. As you can see, we're kind of respecting the trend line. For the moment, we did bounce just underneath. I could actually probably re-angle this trend line just slightly. See if I can get a hold of it here. There we go. Now we're doing this only for the second time. I did activate drawing. The problem is if I activate it, I can't angle it. I can only move the entire thing. So I can do that, but I don't like that. So what I should do is just delete it and set a new one from about right there And I kind of want to leave it where we had it, just to see if we start trading below that trend line and stay below that trend line for a long period of time, or if what will happen is we actually can get above it and close and ride up it. So I'm going to leave it there. We'll see what happens. I was predicting earlier that by the middle to end of next week we should be in the $11 range. Maybe some people come to their senses, but I really don't know what's going on with AMC right now. We should have at least got back up to here and kind of traded sideways first. They don't know why we had as big of a sell-off as we did. And it looks like we did have some decent volume compared to the rest of the week. Almost a million there. Big sell-off here, big sell-off there, and then just... And a good way to see if there's any market manipulation is just kind of watch the level 2s and see what the bid and the ask prices are going for, and see where it's trending. Because what will happen is we'll just kind of match each other and match their way down. So huge sell wall here, and this, yeah, it's being manipulated, I think. To the untrained eye like myself, I would think that the for this thing not to move where it's at, just look at these refills here at 929. And we got through it, and then it'll just keep pumping up. Just sell wall after sell wall. Yeah, this is a manipulation holding this thing down. We're still rising above it though. We broke through the 929 into 930, pushing like we were going to hit 931, but the sell wall is just too big. That's the issue we're going to have. So you guys see this over here, and you see where we're at, and just watch how it keeps refilling on the sells. No matter what happens, it just keeps refilling here. It just goes 1 cent up and keeps refilling, and then the same thing here on the buys. And go to any other stock here. This is Sens. Sens is not so much a mover. Huge sell wall here. Potentially, I just don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And starting to look that way. Just about 7 minutes left in the market here. We'll see how we close out. Yeah, maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, this is multiple stocks here where we're kind of seeing the same thing. A lot of buys down here at the 30-40 mark. Although we don't typically see a ton of movement in AT&T, even on its down days. Let's go up here to the highest point in the day. That's only 1.36%, so it doesn't quite move that much. It's a little odd that all of them are kind of showing the same thing here. But maybe it's just because I was watching level 2s over here on UPC for most of the day here, where I see a lot there, but looks like we did push up a little bit here. I'm going to kind of zoom in. Just sell wall after sell wall here on the level 2s. And I remember a few weeks back, I was watching one of Trey's Trades live videos, and it was kind of doing the same thing. However, it was matching to a T exactly the amount, or give or take. So maybe I just don't fully understand how to read this, but there's definitely sell walls here. And let's go take a look at AT&T and see what happens here. See what they got going on. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know. If you're watching these level 2s closely, let me know how they use the level 2, how you can see the manipulation in the level 2s here. Because I thought it looked suspicious that it just kept building and building and building and building on AMC's. But it looks like it does that on just about every stock, so something new for me. Again, we're a learning channel here. We are. This is a journey about me learning a lot of stuff I don't know. I guess if we are going to take a positive from AMC today, one thing that's positive is that the price is super tasty right now. It is currently sitting at about $9.37. So for you guys looking to average down, good time to do so. The other thing is we're ending up from our low point on the day. Currently 2.6% up since then. So we got a little bit of a push up. Currently almost reaching overbought territory. So we'll see what happens. Over here on the UPC here, I'm just going to leave this on through the weekend, see if anything happens tonight in the after hours. I doubt anything crazy is going to happen. I pretty much think this is done. It's just kind of consolidating to where it's at. And you saw this earlier on. If we go back a few days here, and you see when it made its initial run from back here, it pushed up and then it pulled back down and kind of ended out consolidated about $1 or so higher. Slowly bled down to about 409, which was still higher than its low back here at 375, and then got another big push up, and then so now we're slowly starting to see that bleed it down again. But the one thing we did see, and well, this could be possibly attributed to it being after hours when this hit, and then the market got in and then sold off. So I think we're pretty much done here with UPC. Kind of a bad play. We had our opportunity and we royally screwed up. So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Go back out over here to AMC. See how we're going to end today on the 1 minute chart here. Just about 30 seconds left in the trading day here. Currently sitting at $9.36. So having a little bit of a pullback here. We were just barely in the overbought territory, so we are trending upwards to the EMA here, the exponential moving average. We are trading below our trend line, and we will close below our trend line for the day. God damn, that was loud. Jeez. I don't know why I had that up so high. Anyhow, looks like we close out at 936 for the day here. Probably going to get a nice little push up in the aftermarket here, because now if we go here and look at the active trader, sell wall is gone. Now's the time to buy, guys. Sell wall is gone. Go ahead, buy it up. So crazy how that just disappears. Got some buys going through. Looking at they want to hit this tasty 930 around here, so still just kind of trending down just a little bit, but man, those sell walls just ate us up there at the end. We tried to push, but I mean, we really need some big volume to step into this thing, and some capital to come in and buy up massive amounts of shares, like the Battle of 801, where we had like $7 million in shares come in. So UPC kind of same deal. Had a nice little push at the end here. Rode out flat. Currently trending back down. Just making little waves here. Finding some consolidation down here. The one thing I will say about this position here is that it does tend to respect these levels of support and resistance fairly frequently here, and almost to a T here. So 510 is our next level of support, and let me just draw a trend line here. Kind of leave it there. It could possibly go up to about there, and I'll take this one away, and we'll see if it drops below. So we'll see what happens if we continue to trade between this these two trend lines here that I have of support and resistance, and we'll see what happens. You know, for right now, we're bag holding. Not bad. We are only down $13.94 on a 13 position long, so it wasn't like it was a ton of money. Guys, again, for like the third time, know your entry point, know your exit point, know your strategy, play your strategy to the T, and know your PDT, how many day trades you've made in the last 5 days. Know that information, because when you're trying to scalp and day trade, you need to be on it sometimes. Sometimes that window of opportunity is very, very tiny, and for you to get in there and get out, you have to be super fast and know your way around your platform. So also understand your platform too. Know your entry, know your exit, know your strategy, abide by your strategy, know your platform, and know your PDT rule standings. So that's all I've got for this. We will probably take a look over here at a few other things before we close out today here. Looking like we were up $1.63 from close of yesterday on AMTX. You know, this is a swing trade for us. And again, if we go back here and look at the 180, you see we're up now, about to start reaching that high of 27.44. I think over the next few days we will see that. I will go ahead and set a trend line here. Is this even a good area to set this? Maybe I can set it from down here. Yeah. Either way, not really a great one. Could tend to have a pullback here, but what's going to happen is we are still in bullish momentum. We did have a nice little pullback here. If we were going to go ahead and pull a Fibonacci retracement here and see where we should have a pullback for the day, or for the last, gosh, this is a few days here. We are currently pulled back to this 38.2% here, so not bad at all. And I guess it would depend on where you set the Fibonacci retracement. So let's call this our run. Pull back even a little bit harder, so not so much in bullish territory, but I don't think that that's accurate, because as you guys can see here, we pulled back. Now we're making higher highs and higher lows than what we made over here. So currently on our way back up to test this 27.44. I might go ahead and close this thing out here. It's only 2 positions long at a dollar cost average of 26.70. Currently we are down $1.10. But we entered this position as a swing trade, possible day trade, but we knew a swing trade was could be a very good prospect because of the momentum this thing is carrying all the way from January at 76 cents here. It rose and then it just kind of stayed going upwards. We saw some pullbacks along the way, just kind of stair stepping, and then really start to see this thing in Sorry, this is all the way back from the summertime here. I'm sorry. Wow. I apologize. This is all the way back from July here. I keep saying from January. This is all the way back from July. It's been making this run here. So we're seeing now this is a nasty pullback, but so is this one, and we continued upward to make higher highs. And I think we're going to continue to do the same here. So matter of fact, let me put a 20-year on this thing. We're at 20-year highs. So we are good here. What I say, 2670 is where we entered. Yep. Let's just take a quick look here. I don't want to get greedy, but if we're doing a swing trade here, we might as well make it worth our while, and only currently at 5%. The problem is that we are coming up to test this level of resistance from a few days ago at 27.44. So we will also test it actually currently So let me remove this. I'm going to keep this one, although it's not the greatest. I'm going to remove this one. Shoot, what? Just remove it, man. Whatever. 2 and 3, I don't care. There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to set a new one here. That one looks more valid, and let's remove this one. This was actually fairly close here, but let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. I'm going to... Gosh, it's so hard to read there. Let me see. Alright, looks good because we didn't break above it. We didn't close above it, right? So this is on the 30-minute time frame here. And as you guys can see, if we go ahead and look over here at these two time frames here, we're consolidating. We have used them for some resistance and some support here a couple of times here. Currently using it as a support. We did, however, bounce clearly above this line. We got rejected by it earlier today and pushed through our level of support, back down, back up, back down, back up, and then we held the support again, back through it to come back up. We probably opened red and then pushed up green, and then we pushed above and then we closed below, and so we're going to be bouncing in between here for a little bit. I think this will continue on upwards. Look for this to be our level of support right here, so I'll leave that where it stands and zoom back out, but it looks like those are our two levels here. I'm going to take this away here, remove that, and don't quite know. I had the limit set all the way up here. That's very high, considering we've got to get past this level and then gap up past this 27.44. So we're going to keep an eye on it. We do have alerts set for once it reaches this 27.42, which is almost 27.44. So once it reaches that level, we're going to keep an closer eye and possibly just sell at a market order just to dump off the position if it does start to pull back. But I think it will continue to test, so I don't think that will be necessary, seeing as how we're continuing this trend on upwards. So we'll take one last look at AMC, how we are closing out in the start of the after hours here, and starting with a bit of a sell here. Didn't quite reach oversold territory. Probably looking to consolidate here and then start trending back upwards. So not much going on. Volume really low, as is most of the after hours. But that is what it is. So yeah, as you guys can see, a lot of red in our positions for the day. AT&T up a little bit after being down. From where we were at 30.81, so still down a little bit. However, on the position, we are in profit in the green here, 158.99, $20 on the day, long 108 at an average share price of 28.98. So currently in the green here. Not too happy about where we stand here with the old AMC, but we're still positive. We're still in the green. It was had another 0 onto the back of this, and that's where we did stand last week. But it is what it is. We're having a pullback. Whatever. So, that's about all I got for today right now. Want to thank you guys for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe if you want to. If not, don't really matter to me. Anyhow, I do want to thank you for taking the time to follow the live streams, watch any of my videos that I produce. I am new to this and I'm still learning and getting better every day, I hope. You guys let me know with a dislike or a like to let me know. But to take away anything from today, I would say do not read into what the media says too much, guys. Honestly, I mean, it's really hard to get your information from Reddit as well, because Reddit is full of a bunch of disinformation. It's not that it's disinformation, it's that it's uneducated information. It's just like information, but it's not all pieced together. So, it's so strange because the media will do stuff that Reddit does. The media will take something and just take a piece of it and say, oh man, they said this, and that's not really what they said. And so Reddit will do the same thing, but in the positive light. So somewhere in the middle between Reddit and the media, there is some truth. However, I trust Reddit more because I believe there's more truth on Reddit than there is in the media. At the end of the day, you have to do your own DD and your own research and figure out. And in closing, I just want to say, guys, when we're doing our day trades here and our scalps, again, the strategy that I'm using here is I'm looking for 5% at the bull maximum and 2.5% at the bear minimum. That's my scalp trade, and I've just been a little greedy because we had 2 successful trades 2 days in a row of over 5%, and I got a little greedy today and I was going for 6%, and yeah, I didn't know my exit point. So know your entry points, know your exit points, know your strategy, play your strategy to a T, know your PDT rule and where you stand, and know your way around your platform so you can make those sales quick. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great afternoon, a great weekend. Enjoy Good Friday tomorrow, and I'll see you on Monday. Peace out.